Higher. Higher. Being Friday, being a weekend, I have a special treat for you. I randomly bumped into somebody who I'm sure you want to hear their views, especially ask questions from my context of how I interpret the current affairs. I kept it, short and brief because we have limitations here of times as regards to TikTok. And also, I tried to ask him what you guys have been talking about on social media regarding censorship, regarding taxes, and what he can do. He can pull shots, he can pull strings because he has people in parliament, people from his political party. So here you go. It was very random. Please, if there are any technical issues, don't mind them. Just enjoy the content. Karibu TikTok ya Francis Gaido.
Asante sana. Uhuru wako.
Ni mwega. Ni mwega. So nilikuwa nataka kuuliza, or we wanted to find out, young content creators wako na stress. Is there a way that you will continue the conversations so that na sasa wameletewa tax, wameletewa deductions kwa pesa yao? Is there a way you'll continue the conversation with your members of parliament so that we can have incentives as opposed to taxes?
See, the communications are very, very important tool in a community because it makes people understand each other and also ventilate on critical issues of the day. And that's the reason why the cost of communication should not be made a kind of a business. The government should, in fact, maybe scrap some of these taxes, which are making it almost impossible for Kenyans to communicate with each other. So we are going to continue the conversation. We'll talk to our members of parliament and also to some sensible members from the Kenya Kwanza, so that they can look at this thing as a national issue and reduce the taxes that are making it so difficult for people to talk to each other.
Content creators are concerned that the government recently they held a meeting with one of the big social media companies, pushing for censorship and pushing for suppressing of opinions. Of course, they are okay. The impression is they are hiding behind morality and such stuff. But we know censorship in any form of any nature can be abused or exploited. Is there an opportunity for your party to raise this so that it cannot be abused or it cannot be used as a tool for muzzling free voices?
There is what is called freedom of speech and freedom of expression. That is a right that is enshrined in our constitution and cannot be and should not be interfered with in any other way. When they were in government and acting as if they were the opposition, the ones who used to shout loudest against the Uhuru government, Uhuru Kenyatta, that we are trying to interfere with freedom of speech and so on. But that government allowed speeches. There was never any attempt to interfere with social media, things like TikTok, postings in Facebook.
Yes.
These were continuing.
Mm-hmm.
People were insulting the government. People were insulting people like ourselves. But we never even complained. We say that everybody has got a right. There's an English politician who said of freedom of speech, said that I may not agree with what you have to say, but I shall defend unto death the right to say it. So you say it. After you said it, then I reserve the right to respond to what you have said. That is how this country is going to develop.
When you were the prime minister, you had initiated during that government what we call the undersea cables, the submarine cables, which were supposed to make internet very quick. To date, there are 6 of them, but the internet is not moving as fast, and the costs are still, fluctuating. They are not up, they are not down. Um, can we escalate this in parliament, by perhaps asking the Minister of Communication why, despite having 6 undersea cables, the speeds are not getting better and the costs are not going lower?
Yes, you have the cables which have landed on our coast. Now you have the secondary level now of escalating it up country and putting up fiber optic network in the country and ensuring that the system is efficient. You deal with the impediments which somehow clog the system and delay the, the speed of transmission of data. This is something that can be addressed and actually need to be addressed by the ministry concerned.
We have a problem in the Mount Kenya region where, as early as 8 p.m., ordinary residents who are within the towns, within the Mount Kenya region, they are being arrested by police under the guise of loitering. Some are just moving home, they are going to catch a matatu. It has turned the Mount Kenya towns into ghost towns after 8 p.m. I don't know whether it's something that you think ODM can, or Azimio can pick up in parliament and ask the Ministry of Interior why people are being arrested, pedestrians, as early as 8 p.m. Yet the curfew is not in existent.
Well, you see, when I hear what is happening in central Kenya, it reminds me of a state of emergency during the colonial period, when people were not allowed to be on the streets by 6 p.m. and people were being arrested, all over the place. If you didn't have a kitambulisho, for example, kipande, you were being arrested and detained. Kenya, unless there is a curfew, and a curfew is imposed by government when there's real reason, and that reason must be stated, and it must then also be gazetted, so that people are aware the curfew has been imposed from this hour to this hour for these purposes, and it will last for this period of time. That has not been done. I think that the government is being very unfair to the people of central Kenya. I've heard the deputy president talking about drug abuse in central Kenya, and each time talking about the drastic actions that they're going to take about the youth, particularly, who are involved in this. I think he is dealing more with the consequences than with the causes of this. The youth delinquency comes as a result of lack of what to do, idleness.
Yes.
The high levels of unemployment that exist right now in central Kenya. It's what is actually causing youth to get involved into alcoholism.
Yes.
See, if these youth have got something meaningful to do, they will not be engaged in drinking alcohol or drugs. So my view is that the government need to come up with proper response to this issue.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency Raila Odinga. It's been an honor meeting you. And stay tuned on this channel.